Monday. The weekend is now officially over. And I'm going to show you some live shots this morning of some of our highways and byways, which seem to be, for the most part, smooth sailing this morning. Here's Hartford and Brookfield. Roads essentially wet, but a temperature right now of 29 degrees in the Granite City. So we're, right at that freezing point. Please drive carefully. There's Brookfield, Hartford, we're showing you. It's the high spot of the interstate. And Bethel, right there on 89. And, of course, exit 10 in Waterbury. Thanks to VTrans for getting these live pictures available to us. So just go easy, man. Can't say that enough. Drive carefully. I'll give you the forecast here and tell you what to expect today from Roger Hill. 29 again right now in Barrie. Cloudy today across much of Vermont. Some snow showers possible, and we're going to warm up about 35 degrees. Tonight, kind of the same story. Down about 19. Cloudy tomorrow, lower 40s. Wednesday, 45, mostly cloudy. And 50 with rain on Thursday. A perfect weather forecast to catch a movie. It is $5 Mondays over at the Paramount Twin right here in Barrie. Any movie, any showtime, get over there. I think, obviously, the Twin Theater, if there's two, you got your choice between the two, but $5. Get some popcorn going. Capitol Theater in Montpelier, they've got $5 Tuesdays. So pick one and get the family out and catch a movie if you can. Donna Perry on the birthday list today, along with Marcel Gravel, who's going to be joining us real soon on the air as we get geared up for Thunder Road. Nicole Rosenboom, Jamie Lee, Shane Butler, Morgan Watkins, Chris Miller, Rick Narcross. Happy birthday to each of you. I hope you're off to a great start. I hope it has been a productive weekend for you. Maybe you were doing some spring cleaning. Maybe you got out and, went roller skating or whatever it was that you did this weekend. If you traveled, I hope it was safe travel for you. Welcome back to the week. Welcome back to work, whatever it is that you're doing. Thanks for taking Aired Out along with you. Jody Emerson is on the curvy couch this morning, of course, from the Central Vermont Career Center. I'm so happy that you're in here. Good morning and welcome back. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back, JD.
Yeah, what's happening? What's new? We have a lot to talk about. First of all, the fact that I'm following the Central Vermont Career Center, I see a lot of stuff popping up on the feed lately. We got some students that are getting some high honors here.
Absolutely. Last week, we had our National Technical Honor Society induction. It was great. 29 inductees this year, which is the highest I've ever seen. So good work to those students. There are some pretty high bars to get into that, and they've been doing that, including community service. So it's always great to recognize that.
I'm going to see if I could pull them up on the screen here. There we go. I got them on the monitor there. 29. So that's more than, what, average?
Yeah, I'd say this is my 5th year of being at CVCC, and the first year there were 25, and every year since there's been a lower number until this year when it's 29. So great job to these students.
Isn't it refreshing to hear that there are kids that are so actively pursuing a trade? And frankly, it doesn't really matter what the trade is. Just the fact that there's something that they want to do, that there's something that they're interested in, and damn it, they're going to do it, and they're determined. I think that's so great.
Yeah, it's great. Again, as always, wishing we had more space to allow more folks to do that. We definitely have more applicants than we can take in, but it's so wonderful every day to walk through those programs and to see students who are pursuing something that matters to them, and thus they're really engaged in their schooling, which is great.
You just had, speaking of enrollment and whatnot, you just had an admissions thing that was.
Yeah, we finished up first round, accepted 194 students in that first round, and that doesn't count co-op. So we would already be over 200 with the co-op students, and we're in second round now. So those students will be visiting next Friday, April 3rd, for their shadow interview, and so we'll accept some more probably out of that. We do have some programs that are full with a wait list already for next year. The highest two were automotive and exploratory this year, followed closely by electrical and cosmetology and plumbing and heating.
I love to hear plumbing, heating, electrical. I love to hear that there's that trade is something that people still want to get into. My God, we need it so badly.
Yeah, all 5 of those programs are full with a wait list. And then we have some others that are right behind them: building trades, cosmetology. I already said that. Culinary. So already filling them up for sure.
Welding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's the other one that's either full or just one seat left for that second round.
So automotive is pretty much right at the kind of the top.
Yeah, it was top this year. They had over 70 applicants for 16 seats.
Okay. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are students that are graduating from or getting into high school everywhere, and they want to come to the Central Vermont Career Center.
Yeah, we have 6 sending high schools.
Okay.
And then there are some students who apply from outside of that region because we have a program that their regional technical center doesn't have. And so lots of students who are generally going into their junior or senior year are trying to access these programs.
What are these schools?
The sending schools?
Yeah.
We have Cabot, Harwood, Montpelier, Spalding, Twinfield, and U32.
Cabot, Harwood, Montpelier. One more time.
Spalding. Twinfield,
yeah.
and U32.
Twinfield and U32.
We often have students coming from Randolph, Williamstown, Northfield, Danville as well.
Wow. So there's a pretty good line.
Absolutely.
Are some of these kids, for lack of a better term, kind of aging out before their number is up?
I'm sure some of them are, and there aren't a lot of options for kids who are really wanting the trades and wanting to get into it sooner than later. So if they don't get into our program and they want something hands-on that's maybe related to building trades,
yeah,
the only other option really is youth build. There might be able to go to, Job Corps, but that's pretty far away and has some different expectations around it.
Yeah.
So while they're in high school, this is the best option if they know what they want to do.
I'm seeing youth build everywhere. They're doing great things.
Yeah, they are.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
All over the place. I mean, they're just it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
The last time I had you in here, I think it was the last time, we were talking about the vote for the bond vote,
right,
for the possible new construction of the Central Vermont Career Center up on Baptist Street in Graniteville, which was voted down.
Correct.
I can't remember if I had you on before the vote or after the vote, but regardless, that was a property that and a space and a design and a dream that was seemingly in some ways almost too good to be true. I mean, it was so beautiful. The idea there, the mock-up that was created for that. What was the vote on that? Do you remember?
Oof.
Yeah.
It was close, but not close enough.
Yeah.
I think that what I remember, I've blocked out that obviously.
Yeah.
What I remembered is if maybe 1,000 people had changed their vote, we'd be okay. Or if we had 2,000 or 3,000 more voters go out that had said yes. And there was a lot of support. I think that we know folks support career and technical education. Those that voted it down didn't vote it down because they didn't like CTE. They voted it down because taxes are crazy and people are worried. And now with the price of gasoline, for example, like you can understand why folks don't want to maybe invest in that, even though it is an investment in our future in this community.
Yeah.
Because if we keep growing the workforce, we build that tax base as well.
Right.
But so we had that happen, and we gathered up all of the feedback we could off of Front Porch Forum and Facebook and different entities, and kind of summarized that to try to get at what do we need to do. And the reality is you can never communicate enough.
Yeah.
There are too many people who don't know what's going on at the Central Vermont Career Center or what we do, who we are.
Yeah.
And so we need to figure out how to communicate that better. And we also realized that we needed to drag people back through some of the steps that we had taken. Like this had been going on since 2018, and folks weren't paying attention the entire time. And then when we got their attention, it was with a big number.
Yeah, right.
And so we put together a work group, some of the people who had been on the facilities committee and some folks who weren't, and some that had spoken out against it, and brought them in and went through all of the different possibilities that we had explored in the past and a couple of new ones. And they basically looked at 6 different options and narrowed it down to 3. And those are out with cost estimators now so that the work group can get those costs back and narrow it down to the one that they'll propose the board move forward with. And so the Graniteville Baptist Street option is still on the table. There's an option again of thinking about if the state really wants regional comprehensive high schools, then U32 should still be back on the table as a potential site. So that was the second option. And then the third is a multi-campus option, keeping us partly at Air Street and Spalding High School and another site. And so there's 2 possibilities for that. There could be more. But generally, we're looking at what would it cost to build a smaller center, second campus at that Baptist Street in Graniteville, or to purchase property on Vine Street where there is previously a church school was there. So there are buildings there that could be renovated, and what would that cost us to renovate instead of building new?
Yeah. Vine Street. Yeah, that's I can't remember what that was called, but
I think it was Central Vermont Academy, maybe.
Academy, yes. Nice building. I mean, not massive, but nice infrastructure. It's right there.
There's some classrooms there. There's a small kitchen there.
Yeah.
There's a gym there.
Gym? Yeah. So, wow. So those are basically the 3 things that we're looking at right now.
Yeah, those are the 3 that we're looking at right now. We really had to throw the idea of an empty school building when schools merge together off the table, because you can't cost that. We don't know what building we're looking at and what it would need. So there's not much we can do unless something actually comes available. So I think there's these 3 options that we're going to be able to look at, or that hold off again.
Yeah, right.
And if we do that, what are we going to do for the kids who are wanting access and we just can't provide it right now?
Sure. This is why I absolutely love having you in here, because when you come in here, Jody, I always get a lot of comments and interaction from the community, and I just love that connection. Don is asking if the LNA program is going to be returning.
Interesting. Good timing on that ask. We have a meeting with Central Vermont Medical Center today to talk about that. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, the problem has been we haven't been able to hire anyone. We've offered that position a couple of times and gotten turned down every time. So hoping a new partnership with Central Vermont Medical Center will allow that to happen. So maybe.
Do we ever need LNAs? Wow. I mean,
yes.
The demand is so high. And
our students in medical professions, which is another program that I think only has 1 more seat left, they get a CCMA, which is clinical medical assisting, which is slightly 1 step above the LNA. So they do come out with that, and many of them with phlebotomy as well.
Wow. LNA, one of the toughest jobs on the planet.
So true. So true.
I couldn't be an LNA for 10 minutes.
Maybe 10 minutes, but
maybe
probably not
10.
more.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's a tough job.
You're cut from a different cloth, man. I mean, if you're an LNA, I have so much respect for 'em.
Same.
Oh, and just to witness the countless LNAs that just attended just to both of my parents. Countless. Just we're talking about mom and dad, two people. I mean, what was it? 100 LNAs over the course of a couple of years would be my guess. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. Yeah. Some great comments coming in. John Kidder says, I'm a product of building trades running a successful business in Vermont. Thank you, Spencer Whitney and Don Merchant. My teachers were great.
Awesome.
That's, Dwayne saying, hopefully everybody blocks out the new resource center also. I'm not sure what that means. The new resource center. But also says, we fostered a kid that wanted to get into the culinary program and couldn't. Tried several other programs and couldn't get it. Pretty sad when a student can't get into a career resource center program.
Agreed.
When somebody really wants to do something, we as a community have to have the conduit to make that happen. We've got to provide the opportunity for them to do something, no matter what the trade is.
Yeah.
And cosmetology's always been kind of popular.
Very.
And I see, and I can't remember her name, but I see one of the students that's graduated from the cosmetology department and has started her own business. She's got a spa and a salon going and everything. I mean, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, so many of our students are out there. I think one of the things that we're going to highlight in the future is our alumni. We're not doing a good enough job with that. We started an alumni wall at the center, and so there's a couple of postings on that wall, and we've been putting that in our newsletter, and we need to do more. And so we're thinking, what kind of alumni event should we have? How do we get information on our alumni and get that all together so that we can really celebrate?
Well, there's the testimony right there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the proof in the pudding. To be 20-something years old and to have your own business with customers and learning all that is involved in business, which is far beyond the spa treatment and far beyond the cutting hair. Running your business is massive. But, man, I mean, that's the lifeblood, really, of our state.
Yeah.
We got to get kids to learn their trade, graduate, start their own business, or be, an apprentice or an employee for plumbing, heating, electrical, construction, whatever it is, automotive, whatever.
We just got offered a time grant from the state to get a recording booth for our digital media arts videography so they can start doing that, the podcasting. And you've been a part of that, helping to get that up and running and offered up space to share with our students so they could learn from you. So that's been great too.
That's so, that makes me feel incredible.
Yeah.
That's so exciting to hear that.
We just got the news last week.
Really?
Yes.
Can I come?
Once we get it, yes. You can probably help us set it up.
Oh, my God. I would absolutely love that. That is so cool. Joe Altsworth. Who doesn't know Joe Altsworth? He says, my hat's off to the Career Center for partnering with Vermont District 6 to bring EMT and paramedic training to our youth and area providers. It was great to work with you, Jody, and your staff.
Thank you, Joe. Yeah, so awesome to work with them and to start providing that District 6 and District 8 training for EMS. We have a paramedic program on site right now, so that's been great.
These kids take this stuff so seriously. I mean, like, literally, like, really seriously. And I love that. You could just see the look in their eye.
Yeah.
and they look up to Barry City, Barry Town, EMS, EMTs, paramedics, fire, police. They look up to those folks, and
those ride-alongs that they get to do with
Huge.
EMS, amazing. They come back grinning ear to ear. No matter what they've experienced, they just love that, and it's been wonderful.
Well, it's real life.
Yeah.
It's real life.
Next year we get an early childhood education program, so
Wow.
thank goodness that's coming back because we certainly need childcare.
Amen to that. I said to you when you were giving me a walkthrough, a little tour a while back. I think I said something to you to the effect of shame on me for not having stepped foot into the Central Vermont Career Center in a very long time. I think the last time I was there was the beginning days of Froggy 100.9 when I worked there.
Wow.
Which is early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten it. And to walk through and to see what's in that building right there on Air Street. I mean, so thousands of us drive right past that campus all the time, every day. We know where Spalding High School is.
Mm-hmm.
We know where the football field is, but we've never walked through the Career Center. And, man, I'm telling you right now, if you haven't done that yet, you're really missing out. You have no idea. You will be stunned at one of the most important parts of our community that's right under our nose all the time. I mean, it's really impressive in there.
Yeah, give us a call and we can set up a time for a tour.
But you guys have you've had an open house and stuff in the past.
Absolutely. Every fall we have one. The Thursday before Thanksgiving, we have open house every year. And in the spring we have trades fair. And if it's nice out, we're out in the parking lot with all sorts of different folks from our industry partners, and the student projects are out there, and students are going from station to station and checking it out, and sometimes interviewing and getting jobs with folks.
Yeah.
So that's coming up next month. Oh, well, not next month, May.
Here's another great excuse if you want to step through those doors. If you need a haircut or whatever, you can get a haircut from the cosmetology students.
Yeah, give them a call. They are accepting appointments.
Do you know the number off the top of your head?
No, I don't.
All right. Well,
I'll send it to you, though, and you can put it on.
Is it the 476-6237?
If you call that number, you can get transferred in there, but there is a direct line for the cosmetology.
What do they charge you for a haircut? Come on now.
Oh, goodness. You're really testing me.
Come on. But
it's less. It's probably a little less than your salon that you normally go to for any of the services. And there's still a fee for the products that we have.
Do you get to tip the student?
No, we can't do that. But any tips would go to the Student Activities Fund.
Yeah.
And so that helps support any like field trips that they might take or scholarship at the end of the year. So those are the sort of things where the money can go.
See, I would be perfect guinea pig for this, because if I went in there, I'd be like, look, do whatever you want. And if you screw it up, that's fine. Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all. Just if you screw it up, just shave it down.
My hair's so curly that I can go in there and get a haircut and no one would know if it was straight or even anyway. So it's all good. It's a great place to do it.
So the cost estimating for these three possible opportunities to expand the programming and get more kids into the Central Vermont Career Center. This is something that's happening right now?
Yeah, so we made sure that we took all three options and we equalized them as far as programming and space, and then sent that out to the folks that did the cost estimating for our original bond vote. It's PNC out of Massachusetts. They do this across New England. And so we're expecting about 4 weeks, and we'll get the estimates back, and then the work group can come back together and really identify which one will they move forward and recommend to the facilities committee of the board.
Yeah. And there may always be a waiting list for some of these programs.
There may, yes.
But if we could get that waiting list from 6 or 7 down to 2 or 3, that would be.
Love you saying 6 or 7. I wish that it was,
really?
I think we have some waiting lists of 10 and 12 right now.
Wow.
Yeah, just from first round.
Wow. Okay.
Those students can apply at other centers, so they may be applying at Green Mountain or River Bend or Randolph. So once they've been denied or waitlisted with us, they can apply elsewhere.
Yeah. Your guidance counselors at Spalding are doing such a great job by making sure that everything is on the table, that students early on at Spalding understand that in just 4 years, which is a flash, that they're going to be out of the traditional high school setting, and you have options. You have different roads that you can go down. Where I went to school, it really wasn't the case at all.
Yeah.
And I wish it was.
School counselors are really good about helping students to understand options. Some of them are still a little bit in the old mindset that you can't go to college if you go to the Career Center, and that's not true. In fact, a lot of students get a jump start on college at the Career Center. I mean, our kids coming out of medical professions are getting 8 credits of anatomy and physiology. So across our programs, they're getting credits or they're getting industry recognized credentials, and that actually gives them a leg up in some places.
Yeah.
It's making sure that you get in all of the required coursework before you get to us so that you're not missing out. And sometimes it can be hard to do that dual track. I think our governor talked about it a lot. He was college bound, but he also was interested in the trades, and he did both. And sometimes scheduling gets in the way of that and can be a barrier.
Sure.
But not always. And so we want to make sure students know that it doesn't close a door if they enter the Career Center.
There's so many students that, as you well know, that are just like, I've got to do. I can't just sit and be told or sit and read and learn that way. I need to learn by doing. I actually need to get my hands in it, get my hands dirty or whatever. That's something that's like really big right now. I mean, I hear that everywhere. I hear it everywhere.
Yeah, I think the way we've always done education across our traditional public schools isn't working for more people than it. There were always some people it didn't work for, and now it's getting harder for it to work for everyone. And it doesn't mean that it can't. It just means sometimes we have to let go of something that we've done for a really long time, and so we keep doing it.
Right.
But it means we need to transition a little bit in education across the board to make sure that we're engaging students, because they're more likely to be successful in the things that they don't like maybe the reading, maybe the math, if they can see the connection to the things they do like.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's like, and I know kids who, I say kids, they're now adults, who have had IEPs and have had real struggle in school learning the basic core curriculum, but they're like, put a wrench in their hand or give them some clippers or whatever it is, and they take off and are very successful with what they're doing.
Absolutely. Across our Sandy School, 20% of students are on plans. At CVCC, 40% of students are on plans. Some of them come off those plans while they're with us because they've found something that works for them.
Yeah. It's about directing and redirecting and getting each student on the road where they're going to flourish and be the most successful, whatever it is.
Yeah. A former colleague of mine once said that success builds success, and that is so true. Once you start feeling successful, you get stronger, you're willing to try more things.
Yeah.
It definitely builds. And if you have not had a lot of success in education, it's really hard to keep going and be motivated to do all those things. But if you can find some that can build a little bit and you can find some more success.
Builds its own momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah. Comment here. There's always a long talk about building facilities, or building facilities, budgets, and taxes. What about faculty staffing? Trades teachers are very different from general education teachers. Do you have people wanting these positions? That's a great question.
Yeah, we have a great staff at the Central Vermont Career Center, and yes, they come from industry, the majority of them. All of the positions that we had open for next year are about to be filled tomorrow night at our board meeting. So super exciting. We have great applicants this year. As if we're growing though, if we're building and we're growing programs and maybe duplicating, it could be a barrier in the future because a teacher makes less than someone in industry. And so they have to really want to contribute to the community and grow the field to leave that higher paying industry job and come into teaching.
Wow. Well said. What about this leatherworking class that I'm seeing? What's that all about?
One of our instructors for Exploratory, Tim Hannand, does some leather work on the side. You might have seen him at the craft show up at the Barry Auditorium this year. He was down in the basement with some of his leather work. Just doing a little intro class. We're trying to start building our adult education programming and opportunities. We actually, one of the hires that we have for next year is an assistant director of adult ed to take on some of that planning for adult education because our day staff has been trying to do that. And I think we'll grow it better with someone whose focus is solely on adult ed and start building programming for folks and hopefully get into some work with apprenticeship programs as well.
Yeah, it says experience hands-on leather crafting in a welcoming environment, perfect for beginners. No experience necessary. Just bring your curiosity. And the course starts up in 3 days on March 26th. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, kids come in there on program preview day. It's the first day they're even in the exploratory classroom, and they usually can make something coming out of there. So I have no doubt that Tim's going to help the adults who are interested learn something and walk away with.
Do we know what
cool.
what the cost is to sign up for this? Get on cvtcc.org.
That's right.
That's the way to do it.
These are things I don't have memorized, JD.
Yeah, of course. / adult education. I love that. I love this. This is fantastic. Our community really supports what's going on over there on Air Street and would love to see things expand. Our community was also, I think, from what I read, just a little. There was a little bit of sticker shock, I think, with regard to the proposal to build the new facility up in Graniteville there on Baptist Street, and concerned about their taxes, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
But we should also say that you guys did a real great job to transparently show the different towns and how what the price tag would be for their taxes for this.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's really difficult, and we had to use current. The funding for CTE is a little different than all of our sending schools, and so that's hard for folks to understand. It's based on a 6-semester average of the number of students that come from each sending school, and then split amongst their towns. So people were very confused about the difference costs across different towns, and that's why it is. If we do go to a foundation formula, or if there is a different way that career and technical education ends up being paid for out of this legislative session, that could change those numbers. I think a lot of folks were hopeful that there would be school construction funding, and I don't think they're going to solve that this year either. But certainly if that was available, folks would be more willing to support it. If we could have identified and gone out for some grants faster, I think that would have helped if we could know what the offsetting funds would be.
Yeah.
And it's hard to, which comes first, right? You don't want to put the cart before the horse, and we need the community to say, yes, we support this before we can apply for the grant, but we need the grant for folks to say they support it.
Yeah.
So you can't really win in that case.
Catch-22.
Yeah, for sure. But I do think people support it. I think that even if we don't get a new building somewhere, that we're going to try to find a way to expand in small ways, and that may be revisiting the schedule, looking at how could we use spaces more than once in a meaningful way and still support the growth of kids in their projects. Also, how might we expand into another building close by that if there's one available, that would allow us to duplicate some programs. The state really only allows one new program a year if it's brand new. But if you are duplicating a program, it's something you already have and it's successful, and you can show that you have interest, then you can expand as many times as you want. And so those programs where we have those wait lists make the most sense, which is what we did with electrical. So next year we have 2 electrical programs.
Has there ever been any discussion with the city about maybe utilizing some of the some of the space and maybe some of the empty classrooms that are up there at the adjacent to the Barry Auditorium? I can't remember the name of that building that's right attached to the auditorium, but
No. No. I think what we tend to focus on is the fact that our lab spaces have some very specific needs.
Yeah.
And so finding the space to do that and not wanting to be spread across all of Berry City. I mean, we saw what happened to Burlington Tech School when they had to close down and they were in 5 sites and 4. You can never be where you should be that day.
Yeah.
Not that it's impossible. We have explored potentially putting baking arts back here on Main Street. Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody loves the cupcakes and cookies, right?
Literally everybody. Yeah. But it's nice that it's nice that your budget just passed.
Yes.
Not a couple of weeks ago, not long ago, and that there's some positivities. There's some forward motion here. You guys are very much in gear. There's stuff happening.
Absolutely, and there's little micro expansions within what we can do within our current confines. So we're trying to find ways to get more students access and to figure out how we can live within the space that we have and kind of shuffle things around and try to make it work while also looking sort of outside and nearby what might we do to maybe duplicate some of the construction trades so that we can start building a house out of the center again.
Which has been done. Wasn't there a connection with Habitat for Humanity not long ago?
Yeah, we worked with Habitat for Humanity last year. Our building trades program did. I think this spring we might be collaborating with the local American Legion to help them with a kitchen rebuild. And there should be another Habitat for Humanity coming up. I think we're 2 years out from the next one.
Okay.
Locally. And I think that might be Plainfield.
Wow, I'd love to see that happen.
Yeah.
Man.
Those are great partnerships.
Let me know. I'll run over there. I'll run
good.
Over there with a camera. I would love to see that.
Okay.
That's so cool. Joe's just reminding us it's Alumni Hall adjacent to the
thank you.
Barry Auditorium there. Tip of the hat to the recipients of the Heritage Automotive Challenge.
Yes.
So cool.
Second place finish this year.
Look at that.
Great job. And we send 2 students who compete, and we have 1 alternate that goes, and our alternate got to compete too because another school didn't send an alternate and one of their kids didn't show up. So our kiddo just partnered with that student from another center, and they participated too. So it's great.
So awesome. Carlos was telling me, and I know that you're gonna jog my memory here, about that there was some competition where they would travel and put together something for the AV department where they would go and like compete and get an award. I can't remember what it is.
Skills USA. It's coming up. That's the first couple of weeks in April, and a bunch of different competitions across different program areas. Our videography team has been gold in Vermont many years in a row. So exciting. And then if they win gold, they go off to nationals, which for the last few years has been in Atlanta. And this year it's actually going to be earlier. Normally it's after school gets out, but this year it's going to be, I think, in the beginning of June. So if any of our students win gold, they'll get to go to Atlanta in June.
Have we been in the past
We
to
have
Atlanta?
certainly been to Atlanta. We've had our videography students go. We've had a cosmetology student go. And I think there was one other program that went in the last 5 years.
So Skills USA, that's all of the programs or most of them?
So there are a bunch of competitions for most of the programs that students can sign up for. So there's some that are program specific, and then there are some that are like leadership specific. And so students can opt into those, or program teachers. And it's always great if you finish first, second, or third in the state. There's some amazing scholarships that go along with that. Sometimes there's tools. It depends which competition it is.
I love that. I'm just looking at some of the photos on your Facebook page here of some of these students baking, the building trades here. It's just amazing. I mean, they take this stuff like so. I just love the fact that it's, they're not just doing it because they have to do it. The looks on their faces are like, I'm doing this because I love this, and I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, and all the programs have an Instagram page, and some of them are taking pictures every week, and some you might get caught up every month. But so many great photos there as well.
Yeah. We need, just to echo this again, we need more of our youth to be learning a trade, learning real skills that they can use in their lives, whether they're working for somebody else or to start their own business. Man, we need that more now than ever.
We sure do.
Especially right here in Vermont.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to grow our young tax base. We need folks here.
Yeah, big time. John saying that Habitat is in Northfield now. Joe saying firefighting and EMS went like 10 years ago.
Yeah, we just have EMS. There's no firefighting component with it. I want to say it was more 5 years ago, but Joe's probably going to remember better than I am because I wasn't involved in it then.
Yeah. This is all. Is there anybody that you want to give some kudos to at the administration or anyone up there at the Central Vermont Career Center?
The administrative team is great. The staff is amazing. We are so excited tomorrow night is our March board meeting, and we have 2 new members. So we have a new appointee from Washington Central and a new appointee from Harwood. So we'll be welcoming those 2 aboard and, reorganizing like every other board has done in March after town meeting day, and then be up and running. So it's exciting to welcome new board members and get them to see the facility and to return 8 of our board members. That's great because they really know what's going on and what's been happening, and they get to approve those hires tomorrow night. So that's great. So I work with a wonderful group of people, and we are so well supported by our board, by our community. The entire staff is great. I'm just feel incredibly lucky to work at the Central Vermont Career Center.
They're there because they really, truly love what they do, and they love to reap the rewards of seeing kids actually learning what they're being taught, and then taking those skills and putting them to use. Come on. There's nothing better than that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think about, we have a couple of teachers who are alumni from the center, and they came back because they wanted to make sure that they could do that for other students as well.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So, board presentation with some of this cost estimating. When might that happen?
We were originally scheduled for April. I don't think we're going to make the April deadline, so I think it'll be May. We'll see what we can do. In the meantime, the facilities committee is working on what potential short-term options are there. So that'll probably be on the review for April. And then May, we'll be able to see what the work group recommends and see where the board takes it. There are a couple of opportunities in the fall if we decide to pursue another bond vote. There's an August primary. There's a November midterm election. So there are things happening where we wouldn't have to get all the town clerks up and running for an extra day, but we could tack on to some elections already happening if we decide to move forward something. And right now, I do not know.
But possibly a bond vote.
Possibly.
Possibly a bond vote in November.
Possibly.
Okay.
I think that's more likely than in August if there's a decision around a bond.
Yeah. That's a little snug.
It's very
snug.
Very. Yes.
Listen, I always love having you in here. There's always so much to talk about, but we're watching, we're listening, we're paying attention to what you're doing over at the Central Vermont Career Center. And Jody, you're all doing such great work there. And I appreciate you coming in here and getting us caught up. I know there's a lot of activity, but I wasn't aware of this until I chatted with you this morning of what these options are. And
yeah,
it's great that you've communicated it to our community.
Yeah, I think it shows up in the Times-Argus from time to time, and some people see that, but not everybody. And so again, it's what is the best venue for communicating these things, and I don't know that we found it yet.
Yeah, exactly. Great job. Thank you so much for coming in here this morning, and get back to work.
Okay, thanks for having me.
You got some kids waiting over there for you.
They're not waiting for me. They're busy.
Thanks, Jody.
Thank you.
All right.